me. There you are.
Hello.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm so new to this like Instagram live thing. It's super complicated. So
It's okay. Listen, I'm right there with you. I suck. So I'm trying to get better.
well, it's so nice to virtually meet you, and thank you so much for doing this very last minute because I did hit you up this week, so I really appreciate you.
No problem. No problem.
So can you guys hear us? Right before I want to make sure we're getting started. So I'm interviewing Destiny. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. If you're not following the page, I learned this yesterday when I was interviewing Tisha and Marcel. Like, you can't comment. So if you're watching this from Destiny's page and you're not following this page, you might not be able to comment. So you might have to follow the comment because I was getting yelled at yesterday, left and right. So, well, let's get started. Congratulations on season 4. How does it feel to come back on for another season?
Look, girl, something in my eye.
I know, I saw it.
What in the world? It feels interesting. It's interesting.
What does interesting mean?
I'm happy to be back. I'm grateful to be back, but it's just been an interesting season.
Yeah. So when you signed up to do the show, I think we met you in season 2, I believe. What was your expectation?
I think it was an extension of season 1.
With season 1, yeah. It was like season 1 was pretty long, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What did you say? What was my what?
Yeah, expectations. Like, what was your vision in joining the show?
Well, because I was married at the time, my vision was completely different. So, just showing newlyweds and, the journey of me moving to a new city and, back to Huntsville, I should say, and just developing my business and, family life and trying to find that balance. That was my initial thought process and just having a good time, really.
Did you, hold on, sorry, the questions are coming in. Hello, hey guys. Okay, managing the questions and interviewing is like a new skill set that I don't have just yet, so be
hard.
patient with me and give me grace.
It moves and then you got to try to find. I know exactly.
It does. So if I don't catch your questions, I do have a lot of questions for Destiny, so if I didn't ask it, just if you could write it back again. So before I start getting into last season, I really want to talk about you and then your business, because you're doing some major things in Huntsville. But before we get started, what are some of the things that the fans don't know about you that we didn't get the chance to learn about you through the show? Like any talent, skills or fun facts?
Okay, fun fact. I was on X Factor in 2000 and I want to say 7, 8. I've been singing since I was 6.
Singing.
I was in my first talent show at 11, and I won first place. I moved to LA to continue to pursue my dream of acting and singing. I went to Performing Arts College, the American Musical Dramatic Academy. I lived in LA for almost 5 years. I was in Spider-Man. I was in Two Broke Girls, Apartment 23, Batman Returns with Bane. I did a lot. I did a lot of work out there. I was on set a lot. And I was in a band as well. I was in a band and we performed at the Mai Tai Bar. We performed at the Key Club. We performed at Hard Rock Cafe. My allergies are acting crazy, so my eyes are watering like crazy. But I have been singing since I was a little girl. It's always been my dream to get into singing and performing arts acting.
A lot of people are saying, wow, I'm wowed as well. I never would have guessed that, but that's pretty cool. I did watch Two Broke Girls, so I have to go back and rewatch it again to see.
I think it was the first episode, like their first ever episode. I was in the thrift store and I was the girl that was kind of fighting over the purse with the girl that used to be rich. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was my first job. That was actually my first ever job. And then when I moved back to Atlanta, I was in Single Ladies and 42, the Jackie Robinson Story. I was in Hunger Games. And when I moved to Nashville, I was in Nashville and the TV show. And then I had a commercial with Captain D's.
Oh my goodness. So just curious, what made you kind of go in a different route and stop pursuing that dream?
I didn't stop. I was still working and auditioning while I was still living in Nashville. I just, I was so engulfed in my career as a real estate agent and sales, it kind of took over. But I was still auditioning. I auditioned for, what's the one with the chairs? Lord have mercy. Why am I going blank? What chairs? The turnaround? What is it called?
The chair. Oh, the not Fear
The
Factor.
red. I see the name, but I can't. I can't. It's not coming to my brain. What is it called?
What do you guys remember that show? I know exactly what show you're talking about, but I can't think of it
My
either.
eyes watering like crazy. The Voice. Yes, The Voice. I auditioned for The Voice twice, and I made it to the last round. There's one show that I was actually in the lobby, and they did talk to me because I made it right before the chairs, like twice. Two things happened. One is that I needed to sing a song that was more current, so that was my first audition. My second audition was an up tempo, so I had more current, but everything was ballads. So yeah.
Wow. I'm taken aback by that. I never
Pooh
knew that.
Feisty said I'm boring. Hey, Pooh Feisty. Well, why you
Hi,
watching?
Angie. Hi.
Yes, it's
Well,
The Voice. Thank y'all so much.
asking,
I completely forgot.
no, we're there's so many great positive comments that are coming your way. People are saying, could we hear you sing?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Lord have mercy. I wasn't prepared for this. I'm drinking coffee, by the way, which is the worst thing for your voice. Let's see. What would I sing for y'all? I have a single coming out, so I'll sing a little snippet of that.
Okay. What is it called?
It's called On 10, and it'll be out next month. So see how it goes. Almost costing me my life. Said you was gonna love me unconditionally. Every time I close my eyes, I think of all the that you did to me. On 10, on 10. That's all I'm gonna give y'all.
I learned a lot of things about you. Thank you so much for giving us that exclusive. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Wow. Let me just make sure before I move on to the next question. When can we expect this new single to come out?
Next month.
Next month? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, let me make sure you guys don't have any more questions. Well, she did sing for you guys. She did ask. So congratulations on Madani Beauty. Recently, you were honored by Way 21. I think that's a new station for Black History Month, and we got to learn. When you first came on the show, we saw you with the grand opening, right? Not the launch, but the grand opening of your store.
It was a soft launch. The grand opening doesn't happen until the suites are. Marcel said, "Copycat." I hate him. Oh, I hate him. Anyway, the grand opening will be when the suites are finished.
Okay, so the soft opening, and we saw you being honored recently for Black History Month, and you shared the story behind why you decided to open your store because of a personal experience that you had when you went to a different store. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I actually, right before that, I was in the beauty business vicariously. A partner and I had a provisional patent on a hair care product, and so we were shopping it around. And my experience that made me really want to just go full force into having my own store was I ended up getting asked to be searched at a local store here, and it was by a police officer because I guess they had him on payroll and he was outside. And so I got a tap on my shoulder. I was running my mouth on the phone, and they asked me, could they search my bag? And I was standing at the counter because my god sister was buying something. And I was standing at the counter looking at some makeup brushes, and he said, yeah, they think you put one of those brushes in your purse. So I took it and dumped it on the counter and said, look for whatever you need to look for. Wow. And he was like, I'm just doing my job, I'm sorry, whatever. And I was like, I'll never shop here again. Like, I'll never come back to this store. And it's one of the popular ones. They have multiple locations, so it's kind of hard to not. But yeah, that was my deciding factor. That put the nail in the coffin for me. Like, I have to open up my own store because one, we're as Black women, we spend too much money to be treated the way that we get treated.
Absolutely. And I think I saw a data about 70 or 80% of the hair store owners are a different race.
No, it's
So
about 90 something
90.
percent.
Woo,
Yeah,
that's
we
high.
are not even in double digits of ownership. Even as as African Americans are opening stores, we still haven't even hit double digits yet.
Wow. So is there an opportunity for you to share this story, but also open up classes to teach other women how to open up your own stores, or?
So that's why I partner with one of my lovely friends, Leah Diaz. She is an owner of a beauty supply store. She's on the West Coast. She was on Married to Medicine, LA, and her and I met and we just clicked. And she ended up buying Hype Hair magazine. And
Oh, yes.
after she asked me to be on the cover, and we met, and we just clicked. And I said, I got inboxes and inboxes of people asking me, how can I get into the beauty industry? Can you mentor me? So her and I decided to do the Beauty Boss Tour, and we partnered together to do that. We have our first date in Los Angeles the first weekend in April. I think it's April 9th. And we're doing our first tour date. And our second tour date is in Atlanta on April 23rd. So if you follow the Beauty Boss Tour on IG, you can see and follow the journey. And of course, I'll be posting it, and she'll be posting it as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Yeah, you did recently post about it. So if you want to learn more about the Beauty Boss Tour, go to Destiny's page. She has several posts about that. Is there anything they should expect in this tour? There's an opportunity.
There's going to be information on how to get into the industry, how to work with us and let us consult you from start to finish. We have the tools to help you. And, I am a licensed realtor in 3 states, Georgia, Tennessee, and Alabama now. And so I negotiate or will help negotiate leases and lease purchases and help people get into brick and mortars or online stores, whatever it is that they want to get into as far as the aspect of the beauty business, be it online, be it just concentrating on hair, be it concentrating on, whatever it is that they want to do that's associated with beauty, we're there to consult.
Amazing. So what was the inspiration behind the Glow Up collection?
Well, the Glow Up collection actually came from, I actually was sent, being in the beauty industry, you get sent a lot of stuff to your stores and try my products. Would you like me to, they want us to showcase them and put them on the shelves. And so I was sent a couple of things, and my edges came out after my son. And as people talk about me being wrong with baby hairs, I'm gonna always have them. So anyway, as they started to fit out, I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? And I just saw the little package that was sent to me, and I started using the growth oil. And then when it started working, I'm like, oh, what else is in here? So I started using a couple of the products, and then I reached out to them and thanked them so much. And then they asked me, would I be interested in doing a partnership in my own line? So the 3 things that I have in the first Glow Up kit is hair growth elixir. I have a brow enhancer, which helps your eyebrows continue grow back and the follicles increase. And then I have a vitamin C skin serum because your skin goes haywire. And so I actually use that for hyperpigmentation, and I use it now just to even clean my face with clean makeup off, and it keeps my face moisturized for days. So those 3 things are the things that I use to get my glow back. So that's why I call it the Glow Up collection.
Nice. So I did pin your website. So for those of you asking where you can order it, you just can look at the pinned comment and you can go to her website to get it. I don't think we saw this on the show, but I remember reading an article about your motherhood journey with Law, and there was a lot of women that you inspired when I posted that article on the Love and Marriage Huntsville page.
Aww.
What can you tell other women who are also struggling with infertility and also you getting your blessing, that journey?
I had this conversation with my god sister today. Our daughter had been diagnosed with endometriosis and had a cyst on her ovaries. I had the same thing. They told me I would never be able to have a child, and I was in the early stages of infertility. And then when I started having miscarriages, I'm like, oh my God, because I told the man he was crazy and he didn't know anything. He wasn't God, and he wasn't God because hello, Law is here. And I just tell, from me and my journey, I would say, take care, learn your body. If you can get into, the testing that they did was phenomenal. I learned some things about my body. and also how to avoid, because I have a propensity to have blood clots, and I didn't know that.
Wow.
And so I had something as simple as taking a baby aspirin was what allowed my son to make it through the early stages. And of course your vitamins. But I didn't know that. So I kept having miscarriages, and I think a stress attributes to that as well. But I ended up being on bed rest and lost here. So after 5 miscarriages and, you know, tears and feeling like I was a failure, I have a son.
Mm. Thank you so much for telling your story. People are saying so inspiring, so important to hear. Baby Law is beautiful. He is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's get into you and Liberic. Last season we learned that you guys divorced, and fans have questions about why did he wait 3 weeks after you giving birth to file for divorce? Because I don't think we got really an answer during the reunion. If you're open to telling us.
So what I will say about my divorce is that we reconciled and got back together after he filed, and it just didn't work. So even after the 3 weeks and all that, we got back together, and it just didn't work.
Okay. And how's co-parenting going?
Co-parenting is a dream.
Oh,
I won't stop water. Co-parenting is a dream with all the sarcasm. No, seriously, but you know, we're finding our footing because you have to try to remove your feelings from the relationship to be just parents.
yeah.
And you have to constantly remind yourself that it's not about you and it's not about the other person, it's about the kid. So that's what I focus on.
There are questions about how did you get through your divorce? What helped you get through your divorce?
By the time we had got to the point where it was like time to just go ahead and sign the papers, I had been through enough. And you know, prayer, my life coach, I always say that, and just knowing that you know it's something better on the other side. Somebody said let me ask a question.
Are we going to see more of the dynamic of your relationship in this upcoming season?
Whose relationship?
You and Liberic's like co-parenting relationship?
No, he's not on the show. So I wish, let it go. We're divorced. That chapter's over. You're not gonna get no more information. Leave me alone about it. He's not on the show. There's no need to talk about him. Move on. That's it. He's
All right.
Living a new life. Okay.
Okay. Well, they do have questions about dating. Are you dating now that you are divorced?
Yes.
Ooh. Are you going to see that play out this upcoming season?
You know, I have to. Look, I waited 2 years. I deserve to be dating, okay?
Well, they're saying, what about Jalen? Wait a minute. What was that look?
It's my eye. Do you see it? It won't stop watering. Oh. Okay. What'd you say? I'm sorry. I really couldn't hear you.
We want to know about Jalen. They're like, what about Jalen? What do you mean?
I would say this. Kimmy did a great job raising an amazing, amazing young man.
Right. Are we going to see you guys going on a date this season?
Stay tuned.
Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm getting now I'm kind of switching to last season. There are a few questions the fans had about last season. We saw you and Mel's friendship kind of get rocky. Starting with you took Mel to the side during her single release. What was your intention in having that conversation with her during her event?
So they're gonna be mad at me for saying this. When you have issues or if you have things that you want to talk about, you have a certain time limit to get it on camera. That was our last day of filming. So I was asked multiple times to have that conversation, and I said no. I mean, even though it was something that was truly on my heart, it wasn't the time that I wanted to have it. But it was the last day of filming, and I wasn't left alone about it. So I had the conversation. I didn't think it was going to turn left and be nasty. So yeah, that's my answer to that.
Okay, let me just see. There's some follow-up questions.
I don't know what's going on with this.
And we also learned that you and Martell have been friends for 20-something years since high school, if I'm correct, right? So there is a question about, do you think there's a conflict of interest with you being friends with Martell and Mel, and how are we going to see that play out this upcoming season?
I don't know. I'm not in editing, but all I know is I was able to be friends with the both of them while they were together, while they weren't together, and now that they're divorced. So for me, I'm not a messy person, contrary to whatever people may say. I feel like I held both of them accountable, and especially Martell. And at the end of the day, I wouldn't have known Melody if it wasn't for Martell.
Mm.
And on top of that, I just feel like think about the position that I'm in. You know, I met a woman through a man that I've known pretty much most of my life and loved her. And then I'm put in a position where I'm almost having to choose. Never what did that come from him? Never did I hear it from her. And it just was a disconnect. And then all of a sudden it's like, why are you still friends with him, or why are you talking to him? And the insinuation of something more than a friendship is really hurtful.
We saw in the trailer that came out that you two arguing. I think it was like when you guys met up at a restaurant. Did you guys, there's a question around, I think this applies to all the cast members. Do you guys get to hang out together after filming, or do you guys get to talk during filming? So a lot of the emotion shows.
For me, I'm not a film friend. If we're cool, we're cool.
Got you.
But yeah.
Make sure I'm catching so many questions. So what should we expect this upcoming season?
Oh Jesus. I'm coming in hot. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like you can expect me to continue to be my authentic self.
Okay, how is that going to show up
for everybody else?
How's that going to show up this season?
I don't know how they're going to edit it, but I feel like, you know, it's going to be a good season. It's going to be interesting, the dynamics of how everything plays out.
Well, after the reunion, it was a lot of things left, I think, for us to figure out. Like, what is your relationship going to be like with Tiffany? Because we saw, especially with the episode that aired last week, you weren't really open to the friendship. According to the text message.
According to the text message. It's funny because if you get me, I have really dry sarcasm sometimes. And that was one of those moments. I've realized that Tiffany is who Tiffany is, and you can expect her to be herself, whether it's her being oblivious to things or her really just not caring what comes out of her mouth. And that's just who she is. And for me, I can respect somebody that is consistently who they are.
Okay. And what can we expect there to see this season, this upcoming season?
My eye watering, is that my nerves? Is that what that girl said? No, I believe it's my allergies. This weather is changing. It's so temperamental. It was 40 degrees and then it's 72. I'm sick of it. Sorry.
What about you and Kimmy? What should we expect?
I love Kimmy. You can expect Kimmy to give me good advice like she always does. Sorry. What Kimmy does is hold people accountable, and she doesn't err on the side of wrong. She's on the side of right, no matter who it is.
And then we also saw in the trailer that came out a blossoming friendship between you and Tisha. I spoke with Tisha yesterday. She said it was something organically that happened. What can you tell us about that?
I just wish that people, because it seems as if it shifted to Tisha, but her and I had already been forging this relationship seasons ago. Like, if you pay attention, it didn't just happen because me and Melody have opposition. it's been forging. So yeah, that's what's been so crazy to me is that I'm yeah yeah. I enjoy Tisha. She's a really really sweet, genuine person, and it hasn't been for the cameras. It's just been real, true, genuine.
What should we
Uh,
expect to see in you and Melody this upcoming season?
I don't know. I don't know.
Where do you guys stand right now?
Um, on opposite islands.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It is what it is.
How are you handling the social media like comments? Because they've been a bit brutal recently.
It's interesting because you know when you get love that this part is coming soon. So I was kind of prepared for it mentally. Um, they get on my nerves. Don't get it twisted. And sometimes I have time to clap back, and sometimes I'm just like whatever.
If you guys have any questions that I'm not asking, please put it in the comment section. But I'm kind of going through it. Some of the questions that you're typing, I already had it. That's why I'm not. You told me not to ask you about LeBaric, so I did get a lot of questions about him. So I'm just going to leave it alone.
I didn't say that. I just said, I mean, he's not going to be on the show. He's not on the show. So why are we talking about if he's going to be in the story? I mean, he's not a part of the. He left the show. So.
Okay. There were several questions about just if he's going to show up on the show. If not, what is his relationship like with Martell? Oh no, she froze. I don't know what happened. I think she got disconnected, if I'm not mistaken. Can you guys hear me? Her battery. Oh, she left. Well, that's a good question. Do you think your friendship with Mel can be repaired? Let me put that down. Let's wait for her to come back. If you have any other questions, please leave it. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, great. Oh, there she goes.
Hello.
Here we are. There was a question about, do you think your friendship with Melody will be repaired?
For me, I don't have anything to repair, so that would be on Melody at this point. I mean, but sometimes I told her friendships have lifetime or season, and maybe the season is up.
And what can you tell us about your friendship with Martell this upcoming season? What we're going to see?
I mean, he's still Martell. I mean, nothing's changed about that relationship. We're still cool. Like for the both of them, as I told both of them, I still wish them the best, whether they're together or not. And in my mind, I always say it's always Mel and Tell. Melody hated that, but for me, it's always Mel and Tell. Yeah.
I'm just reading through the comments before I move on to the next thing. Oh, do you want to get married again?
I didn't for after my marriage, but I'm thinking about it now.
You say you are open?
I am open, yes.
What are some of the characteristics that you're looking for in the next future husband or man you're dating?
Tall, dark, and handsome, protector, provider, God-fearing, great sex. Let's see what else. Just somebody that I can be true friends with, and truly build with.
Do you want to have another child?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Another question.
Ask me in another year.
Another year. Okay. And then I'm starting to wrap up, you guys. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Oh, do you do meet and greets with fans? If so, where can people go to meet you?
I meet and greet fans all the time at Madani Beauty at 1010 Jordan Lane in Huntsville, Alabama. So if you want to come shop with me, I'm there most of the time. But I'm not opposed to doing meet and greets, yeah.
Or you're also going on a tour soon, so there'll be an opportunity for people to meet you, right?
Absolutely.
Someone said your healing process is moving forward.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. But your healing process starts with you. So moving forward means moving forward with yourself first. Because if you get other people in there, and then you get jaded and confused, and you just add and pile a whole bunch of other mess on top of the mess you haven't healed from. So yeah.
Someone wants to know, what do you do for fun?
Oh Lord Jesus. I'm always working. If I'm not working, I'm still working because I'm a full-time mom. What do I do for fun? I like to travel, and since the world's opening back up, I'm gonna get back into that. I was a flight attendant. That's another fun fact. I used to be a flight attendant, so hopping on a plane and jetting out is nothing to me.
I think we answered the question with her relationship with Tiffany, so I'm gonna save this live so you can go back and rewatch it again if you're just coming in. If you could just
my sorority, no, but I am an Eastern Star.
What happened?
Somebody said, was I in a sorority? I said no, but I am an Eastern Star.
We have some of our Love and Marriage DC folks in here. What advice would you give them as they're starting?
Love and Marriage DC?
DC, yep.
I actually have a guy brother who's an attorney in DC. He just got engaged. I love DC. No matter what, stay real. No matter what, stay real. Don't let cameras jade you, or you start throwing the people that you care about under the bus for a storyline and all that stuff. Stay real.
There you go. They're asking about if we're going to see your dating ventures on the show. I believe you answered that earlier, right?
I did.
So stay tuned. Any future business plans in expanding your business?
Absolutely. So with the Beauty Boss Tour, it is a start for me to start to help and move Madani into franchising and into more locations. That's my focus. And, I'm back into music. I just actually signed with a talent manager out in Los Angeles to get back into acting.
Nice.
Consistently and auditioning. And also I've been in the studio because I have always used music as my outlet for just life. So those things. And I have a provision. I have started a provisional patent on an app. So intellectual property is something that I'm really a big proponent for, because it leaves real legacies. And so, yeah, those are the things that I'm working on.
Someone said, since 313 day passed, what do you love about Detroit?
What I love about Detroit mostly is that a majority of my family is there and in Atlanta, but majority of my family is in Detroit, and I just, all the good memories from childhood. Like, I had so many good memories. Crazy ones too, but.
How you say you grew up there, born and raised, or you grew up?
I was born in Detroit, and I said I'm a city girl, but the South raised me. But back and forth from Detroit to Huntsville to Atlanta, so I've been in all three places.
What during last week's trailer, it was this explosive moment we saw. I'm not sure if you guys were at the brunch or it was like a gathering where people got up, chairs were being picked up. What can you tell us about that? Oh no, she froze. Right? Did she freeze?
I didn't freeze.
Is it me?
Can you see me? I'm moving.
No, you froze. We didn't hear you. What was your answer?
Oh, that guy's telling me not to say that. Okay, Lord, I'm be good. What I can say is, whew, Jesus, pray for me. God's still working on me.
Can you give us just a little bit insight on like what?
Y'all have to stay tuned. I just say, yeah, find you somebody to play with. Somebody else.
Okay, so I guess we have to stay tuned to see what happened. Let me make sure I'm getting some of your questions. Where did your son name come from?
It came from what his name was initially going to be, and then we ended up going with Law. His initials would have been Law, but when that didn't work out, he ended up just being Law Ace Williams.
Beautiful. Okay, so how would you describe in one word this upcoming season?
Tumultuous. Yeah, tumultuous.
So Marcel said truth or true yesterday. Tisha gave me traumatic.
Ooh, okay.
Yours is
Keywords.
tumultuous, yes. Okay, all right. So we just got the little blurb about this upcoming first episode. It looks like, yeah, if you go on the page, you'll see it. Like it has a description of, I guess, what to expect on the first episode. It looks like it picks up from conversation around the picture that Marcel posted from ATL.
I gotta answer this question. Somebody said, have you tried Mel's new skincare line? I got a sample one in her first launch, so I've tried it before. And I also just placed the order last week for her full collection. So,
there you go.
Support no matter what. We're gonna be, business owners. Support no matter what.
There's a question. What do you hope to happen between you and Melody's friendship?
I'm sorry?
What do you hope to happen between you and Melody's friendship?
I don't even know how to answer that.
Like moving forward, it looks like things are getting rocky. I guess. Do you want to? Let me see. Let me pull up the question. If she's open to a conversation, are you open to a conversation to fixing your friendship and moving?
We've already conversed. Y'all just stay tuned.
The first day, Saturday is the first episode. You guys stay tuned. Season 4. If you have any more questions to Destiny, because I'm about wrapping up, I asked all the questions. Yep, the Saturday.
Had to have coffee to stay up with you because I work today and I'm tired.
Someone said, hope y'all can fix it. Y'all were fun to watch on TV. Someone said Destiny's a real one.
West Side, Detroit, West Side, Grand River, Finkel, Schoolcraft, Prevost. Yeah.
Well, anyways, the same questions are popping up. So thank you so much, Destiny, for taking your time to have a conversation with me. Good luck on your tour that's coming up. You said, what was the date again for the first tour?
April 9th and April 23rd are the first 2 dates.
And you said LA and Atlanta?
Correct.
Okay. And if you want to learn more about her her beauty tour, give me the name again.
The one question I was waiting on you to ask.
What happened?
You don't have any other questions to ask?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I asked all the questions the fans sent me.
Really? Okay.
Is there any question
about I've been getting and my name has been slandered about dating?
Yes. So are you and Martell dating? Are you?
Listen, why would I wait 20 years to date someone? Why would I be friends with someone and befriend their wife and then date their husband? Like, make it make sense. Out of all the millions of men in the world, make it make sense. Like, let's, as women, as Black women, let's give a little bit more credit. Like, that's extremely tacky. And let's add the cherry on top of that. My ex-husband and Martell have been friends since preschool. Why would I bring that drama to my own family and my son? Like, stop playing.
They have questions about, have you and Martell ever dated before?
Never. I actually dated his cousin.
Well, there you go. There you go. Hopefully that answers all your question. Someone said that Martell put you up to bringing up the babysitting question on camera since he was accusing Mel of having multiple people babysitting.
Please watch the show. I never said anything about babysitting.
I think that was the number one question that kept on popping up, if you and Martell were dating, and she just answered it.
Of course it was, and it's disgusting.
Has that affected you, like the way people have been commenting around?
At first it did, and I was just like, this is so ridiculous. And then at the same time, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. But no, today I wanted to make sure that I cleared that up because
Okay.
that's not okay. It's not cool at all.
There you have it. There you have it. Anything else you want to clear off before we say good night?
We'll talk in the middle of the season, girl.
Okay.
I'm sure there's gonna be some more stuff.
All right. So you're open to doing another live. That would make me
Absolutely.
happy. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I know you had a full day of work today. She just got
I
off work when she got
you.
on this live. So I appreciate
you having me. And thank you for doing such a great job with the Love and Marriage Huntsville page.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, so stay tuned and we'll get back to having this conversation again, hopefully midway the season. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Destiny. Bye, y'all.